So the investment, which is what you use, the investment in illusions is what makes the undoing of illusions so difficult. But I will tell the story of you when you were small, and you would ask me all the time when you got to about 3.5. I say, "What if? What if?"
Yeah.
And what if that candle falls over that's burning on the table? And I said, "Well, don't worry, I'll just put it out. We'll put a cloth over it or something like that." He said, "Well, what if it doesn't go out?" And I said, "Well, something will be done. We'll call the fire brigade or whatever. What if there's no one there to call the fire brigade? And finally, what if we're sleeping upstairs and the candle falls over and it sets fire and he left me no other place to go. I couldn't go anywhere. And I'm thinking, this little young boy, he's 3.5. Have I got to use that word? The word, the 5-letter word we don't like to say. Anyway, I said, "Well, you're dead." And instead of you bursting into tears, which I was kind of prepared for, you went, "Okay." I thought I'd been avoiding that word for weeks and weeks, and I use it, and he goes, "Okay."
Yeah, but then
Because something in you knew that it wasn't true.
But then the funniest thing, I remember this. I can't remember all of the situations, but I remember maybe the feeling of being it being resolved for me, because I probably did quite a few more what ifs.
Oh, loads.
Yeah.
And always ended in death.
But then I got to a point where I think you stopped going, well, this would happen, this would happen, this would happen.
Oh, that's right.
And then you just went, well, you're dead.
That's right.
And I was like, oh, great. It got to a point where I was like, well, I can't ask what if anymore, because I'll start with the smallest what if, and Dad will just jump straight to the end and go, you're dead.
What if you haven't got the yogurt in the fridge? Well, you're dead.
Yeah.
We did have a lot of fun with it.
It was funny.
But you were ready for that miracle, really. And but for someone else, when somebody's taking it very seriously about their story, and you say, well, you're dead, that could be very frightening. So
well, and then of course that led me, and what I said at the start of this lesson, funnily enough, it led me to explore all of these ways of reviewing, and that lovely samurai principle that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
Live as if we were already dead.
Yes.
In a way, as morbid as that sounds, I can see there's a beauty in that way of approaching life, though, isn't there?
Well, you see, there are several deaths that take place.
Well, we talk about ego deaths quite regularly.
Yes. So the first death really is the body, and that happens all the time, and people are used to that one. Really, it should be by now anyway. But the next one is the ego death, the fearful self that we've made up. But then we have a sort of the idea of an individual self, that's operating as an enlightened individual. And well, that one has to go as well.
Yeah.
And then you become part of a group usually.
Yes.
And you join a group and you say, well, I belong to this group and so on. But then that group has to be let go of. And then finally you merge into who you really are, the one and only Holy Son of God, which all of us end up in, that we all end up there because that's how we started. You can't leave how you started and how you exist in the mind of God. So there are these deaths which are kind of revealed throughout the course, but each one brings a greater joy, and really they're heavens. So, the first letting go of the body idea leads you into the first heaven, and it's really such a relief when you enter that heavenly state, and then even more relief when that basic ego is let go of, and then we have more relief when we let go of the group self, and then finally when we let go of the one self that made the mistake and started dreaming, when we let go of that, because there's only one dreamer and one dream, but within that one dream and that one dreamer, there seem to be millions of selves dreaming it. So
Yeah. Well, that's a really big, that we're talking about the kind of the all here, aren't we? The all mind, the mind that we're in, basically, the mind that we're in. And I think for me, I don't know what level I'm kind of experiencing now, but I do know that there was probably a challenge there waking up. So I think you get to, I don't know, we're probably getting quite far off lesson 6 now.
we are really,
Maybe this next conversation, maybe I'll just maybe we'll take a pause.
We will
and
talk
come back
more
to that.
about this, but we'll just, understand that we are undoing illusions. We are undoing these things, and to reassure, and I've got to reassure you and reassure anyone else, that each illusion that's undone brings a sense of freedom and a joy and a deeper sense of peace, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
But the ego is telling us if we let go of these identifications,
Nothing will be there.
that we're lost. And